Hey everyone, welcome. It's another lunchtime live, lunchtime for us here in North America, Eastern time zone. But guys, when I'm here at least, when one of us are here on a Friday afternoon this early, as promised, I said I would try to hit the European crowd a little more often. So if I am home on a Friday midday like this, we're gonna do we're gonna do some more lives. We're gonna get some more videos going for the European crowd. So I hope I hit the European crowd. It's not too early in the day or too much of a Friday, but welcome in. What we're going to do is the tactical board. We're going to look at formations, a lot of hypotheticals. We're going to have some fun. This is going to be a chill one, just like a chill lunchtime live. Eat your sandwich, whatever it is that you do this time of day. We're going to hang out. And I want to hear from you in the comments as well. Because, listen, the reason why we're doing this gets in the comments. Every time the tactical board goes up, somebody's like, oh, well, this or that or whatever, right? A lot of hypotheticals. So we're just going to hash things out with the help of you guys in the chat. If you want to see certain things, certain formations, certain players doing, maybe swapping things out. And we'll get into that, particularly in the defense. There's certain players. Of course, we can have some fun with it. So without further ado, subscribe. Everything is down in the description, so there's links to the X, the Instagram, the Spotify, and the Discord. We do now do this live to X as well. This is on YouTube and X. I can't do the comment thing on X. If you want to get the comments in, you will have to go onto YouTube. Just how she is. Otherwise, jump into everything. The Discord, I'll get the Discord QR code up as well. Get into that. Egan, finally Egan, after so many. That's not what I want. This is what I want. Get rid of the other logo there. But this is here the QR code to get in to the Discord where the fun happens. I'll get rid of all the nonsense so it's nice and clear. It's fun. Egan's a Liverpool fan, so we have another Liverpool fan, and I have that discussion with German Dave, who also likes Liverpool. Regardless, get in there. Let's get after it into the formations. And this happened to German Dave the other night, where it just showed up so bright for whatever reason. So I hope this isn't hurting your eyes too much. Don't know. It looks fine on my screen. It looks super bright when it comes up onto the stream. But I think it's still legible, nonetheless. So we've already seen this one. Take a sip of my coffee. Second coffee, guys. I'm a bit slow today. Not supposed to have cappuccino after 11 o'clock, as a lot of you may know. But I don't care. I'm breaking the rules. So the 3-4-2-1. As it stands, this is what we know Tudor to do. This, if you look at the stats, this is what he does more often than not. That's where we're going to start. The number 2 one is going to be a 3-5-2. That's the second one that we'll go into. Essentially, what is most likely to happen, and then we'll start getting into the hypothetical. So, since we've seen this one before, I hope there's not too much of a discussion. We have probable backups, assuming everyone is healthy right now, right? So if I want to take away injured players, I would take away Cabal, Moretti right off the hop, maybe even Milik. Milik's a question mark. He has been for 2 seasons. We'll see. We'll see if somebody from Turkey wants to buy him. But until then, what we're trying to demonstrate with this is essentially there is coverage at every position. Now, will Tudor come and put McKennie as a backup to João Mario? He hasn't yet. With Moretti out for the time being, he's supposed to be back post international break here. But does McKennie go in over Moretti? We don't know these precise things quite yet. We haven't seen it yet with this new look Juve, because we have to understand there's a lot of new players coming up here. It's a new year. A slightly different philosophy. So there's, again, hypothetical. We won't know everything for sure. So, yeah, McKennie, he's a Swiss Army knife. The only thing he didn't play last year was striker and goalkeeper. I mean, you can technically put this man everywhere, right? So for now, I'm going to keep him as a backup to Mario. He can quite honestly be a backup to everybody, if need be. Moretti, once healthy, yeah, he's gonna get some minutes in the midfield. We want to say. Bustanu will agree. Kalulu should be right center back, not right wing back. And again, thank you for this comment. This is where the discussion actually happens, right? Because some people no, it has to be center back, or no, he plays a wing back. Things can change, and this is an opinion. This is our opinion, right? So, any would be, no, this is how it has to be. Just understand, this is hypothetical. Anything could happen. So yeah, I mean, let's talk about that. Kalulu, right wing back as opposed to the right center back. The problem being right now is that we aren't using McKennie. He's kind of on the sidelines, so we take him out. Okay, Cambiasso, Kostic, cool. They're the left. Apparently, Kostic is the prodigal son right now. Tudor loves him. He's a thing. He's gonna be a regular, maybe even a starter. He might be a starter, as reported today for the interim. So we'll see. I think the left side is pretty shored up. But right now, we basically have Mario. So you kind of move Kalulu up there to cover. Because Mario hasn't really convinced, the reports are saying. He's looked good once he's on, but he lacks defensively. Whereas Kalulu doesn't really offer a whole lot going forward, but he is a defender. He can defend. So that's what we've seen currently. And since we haven't had to rotate our defensive line, we'll take Cabal out right now. He's injured. And then we have Rugani on the bench. We have not had to touch this back line whatsoever. No matter what you think of Kelly, it is what it is. Same with Gatti, is what it is. This is our back line. Bremer, he shores everything up. So we have actually seen Kelly and Gatti move up into the play quite a bit. Gatti almost getting a couple looks as well. Did get a couple looks saved. He could have, honestly, 2 goals this season already. Regardless, Bremer shores that up. That's a no-brainer. Rugani as a defensive defender all round, he's the natural backup. That now leaves left center back, right center back. Well, Cabal, I mean, is he a center back or is he a wing back? People have different opinions. Fact of the matter is, he hasn't played under Tudor yet. We don't know how he's going to be employed, how he's going to come back after his injury, the ACL. ACL injury, less good for the wing play, more good for the defense center back play. I know I'm splitting hairs here, but he might not be able to be as explosive up the wings anymore, and he might have to shore up in the center back role, right? That's where I have him for now. Can he play a left wing back? Sure. But you're running into the same situation as Kalulu, where, what's the natural position? Where do they actually play? So these guys are floaters in this system, up to the wing backs into the center back. So far, we've seen Kalulu there. Cabal injured. Technically, Rugani hasn't even featured yet. You're injured. Let's start opening this up. We obviously haven't seen these guys play yet. So we're putting them on the bench. This is who we've seen play. Have I missed anybody? Anybody not been substituted in yet or rotated? I'm just going off the top of my dome. I think we saw Ajic for a few minutes, did we not? Regardless, I mean, this is what's essentially sure rate. What we have seen. So that's let's talk about Zagrova. You think Zagrova starts? Okay, let's get into this conversation as well. Let's start taking out substitutions here and just go with what we know is the starting lineup. Yeah, this guy, we don't really know much about him. Youth project prospect, Ventre, the center back. Can go off to the side. Okay, actually, Mario, we're going to swap out for Kalulu because that is current starting lineup. Theram Locatelli, yeah, David has been starting. Yildiz, of course. Any issues there? I think the only conversation right now that we have to start talking about is we'll throw up Openda. And where is he? Zagrova. Okay. Our half spaces. This definitely deserves a bit of a conversation. We talked about it a bit as well in our dedicated videos. If you haven't seen those, the one for Openda and Zagrova, I mean, check them out. We kind of focus in individually on those players. But who starts? Conceição, Zagrova. Honestly, I don't know. This is going to be something I think that's decided in a week or so from now, after the break, once everyone's back in training. So we know Zagrova has stayed behind, train with Juve. He hasn't gone to the Kosovar camp. So that's cool. He's training with us. That's good. We also know he hasn't played since December 15th of last year. So he's been out for almost 9 months. As of this moment, to say Zagrova starting over Conceição, I don't know if I'm putting all my chips on red, so to speak. There's a few questions in terms of his health, his match fitness. So honestly, for now, if I was Tudor, I know what I get out of Conceição. I would start him and then throw Zagrova in for 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes the next game, what have you, right? And build him into that and see what happens. Now, if we're talking about a month or two down the line, does Zagrova take that spot? I think it's very possible. I can't say 100%. However, and this is the theme, competition. Who takes it? Who is the starter? They both have to fight. They're both relatively young. Chico's a couple years younger, sure. But I mean, none of them have that veteran status that, like, I will start. They're not like a Mohamed Salah, where it's like, no, this is my team kind of idea, right? Or a Ronaldo, even more so, like, where this is where I'm going to play. They're fighting for it, and that's creating the competition, and that should elevate both of their games. Gal coming in saying, how's it going, Maple Man? I am doing well. Doing well, thanks. And I am getting some of the European crowd. UK crowd in this case. Yes, welcome in. Now, it should be noted, and this will happen with Openda as well. He can switch up. So that isn't to say he can't come on for Yildiz either for a few minutes. We have that option. We have players here that can play multiple positions, and it gives us that flexibility. I think the most logical one, though, is this right half space winger type role up here. Chico should start and ease Zagrova into it and then swap the role after. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if deserved. I mean, Zagrova could be a bust if you don't play for 9 months. It will have an effect. It's going to take some time. So that's a split. Now we put in Openda. I think Yildiz is going to be the starter. He has to be when we're talking about this position. Now Yildiz, he puts a lot of effort in. He can go, but he does tire down. 75th minute or so, you put in Openda there. Watch out. Just all that speed coming at you all of a sudden. That could be deadly, very deadly. Now, Openda could, of course, move around anywhere in this trident, even up in the striker, if he need be. So, I mean, that poses questions with David being able to technically play back. Not ideal in this lineup. Vlahovic, does Vlahovic start going into stinker mode again? Does David run dry? Do you have to switch things up, put up Openda? in a number 9 role and see what happens, maybe. Yeah, either super sub when opposition teams are dead is diabolical. And that's just it. It doesn't matter who you start here. Like, start Zagrova and Openda. I don't care. Swap them out at 60 to 70 minutes. Bam, you have all this skill and talent coming at them. Fresh legs. Go. We basically made a FIFA attack sweaty and pacey. Yeah, it is a good analogy. This is how I build my FIFA teams. That is the next video I want to do, actually, is go through the FIFA ratings. Stay tuned. Because I'm not happy with them this year. But that's for another day. But yeah, you just threw a bunch of pace up top. Now, we don't have a playmaking midfield. Okay. Let's see what happens. How is it going to work in practice? But, man, just straight up running at the opposition with who we have. I mean, throw a Penda up there. Put Zagrova up there. We have, I mean, you can throw an Adjic up there if you needed to. You can even throw a McKennie. I mean, Goop could technically play up there if he wanted to. Moretti can. There's Vlahovic. Look at all those options you have. I know some are maybe not the greatest in there. Adjic, for instance, sure, but look at all those options that you could possibly put up top. Just clear this out and clean it up. So, I mean, I'm going to put Zagrova and Openda just on the sidelines here. I think there's swap outs. Again, Yildiz, is he going to get benched? Probably not, but he can still swap out on this right side as well, or up top. So they're staying nice and close to the sideline. Openda would be better as a second striker. Yes, and this is why we're going to talk about different formations, because I don't think this 3-4-2-1 is ideal. I'm starting with it because this is our status quo with you, right? I've never actually played Football Manager ones there, Dan. I do a lot of the FIFA, FC 25, 26 in a few days here now. I like playing the game as well. I know the management simulation in FC is not the greatest, as robust as like the actual manager game, but it's enough to tickle my fancy. Yeah, we have a playmaking center back, Lloyd Kelly, of course. I mean, Gatti, technically. We have great attacking options, but barely any defensive depth. Mm-hmm. You are correct. I mean, there's decent depth. It's okay. Again, if I don't know if you're here right for the start, so technically there's backup for every position. But it is slightly thin, if you will. Moretti for Yildiz. You know, Moretti, I hope the best for him. I don't know if he's going to have a great season. We want him to. If he doesn't really break out this year, I don't think he sticks around. So he's got to come back from this injury and hammer it hard. He should be back for the Inter game. We'll see. Moretti is a decent player. He's played well on his loan spells. He still hasn't toughened up. He's still a scrawny little boy and has me worried in that sense. Not doubting his skill or his skill cap. It's his physicality for the most part. Be able to just play with the boys. Dave, do you see Italy not getting to World Cup? Yes, I can. Yes, we all can. Yeah, for the league with Bremer and Cabal back, we still need to get Cabal back too, but we should be good for the league. UCL, we're cooked. We could be. Yeah. And yes, Moretti is a solid option, but there's lots of options up there. So let's move on. Let's move on from what I think we might actually move on from in real life. Oh, which one did I have next? The 5-3-2. The other most likely option. Okay, so No. I think you keep him up here. You're still on a 3. Yeah, you're still on that 3. 3, you're 5. And then Mario. Seeing who you can put Mario there. Maybe. I mean, you could put Zagrova there. This is where it starts getting interesting now, right? Is how defensive do you want your wide players? And then the other 2. Do I put a Pend up there? Like, who do we put up there? I'm just looking at this, and this immediately opens up so many options. So I think Yield is everyone wants him to slot into that attacking midfielder role. Now, you have your 2. That's pretty deadly. David Openda, of course, you can put Conceição in there. Where's my other guys? Vlahovic, of course. All those same attacking options can now come in here and do those attacking options. Your midfield, I think, is easy. Jerome Locatelli, put in a Coop, a Moretti, whatever, easy. Back up, Kostic on the left, going wide. And again, out here, Kalulu, you can put Mario. I don't know if I'd want Kalulu in the system. But Zagrova, I think now would slot in wide, for instance, here, and just give some extra coverage over there. Conceição can technically. It opens up a little more wide depending on how attacking you want. And what we see sometimes in these systems is one side kind of collapses in. So on, say Kostic is playing, he would maybe collapse in to make that 4 in the back. And then this guy got in and joined the attack. Get rid of. Oh my God, so many guys. So many guys everywhere. Let me clean it up. And then Locatelli would drop in. You know, looks roughly something like this, right? Move up. So that would be a 3-5-2. It's just, again, we lack these wing backs, at least on the right side. Kostic and Cambiasso, I'm not too concerned about. It's just that right side that really gets me asking the questions. And who do you put up top? You're limiting the positions now that you have up top with all of these attackers. So you're not really playing to the strengths anymore. You're splitting hairs because Yield is now playing centrally. You can get Openda playing centrally like that. Like, you're creating options, but you're also creating problems. It's still not a perfect system. Oh, it went dark there just for a second. Did you see that? Weird. You see us challenging for the Scudetto? It's possible. I'm not going to go and throw money down on saying we're going to win it. But I think second or third is achievable. And if you can do second, you can challenge for the Scudetto technically, right? So it's a decent team. I don't know if we're winning it this. Moretti has good IQ. Yes, he's smart but weak. He's good out of his place. I hope he finds his time. Yeah, I don't mind Kostic and Rugani either. I mean, they're old and slow. Kostic is still ripped, though. There's a photo of him today with the shirt off. Man, he's still ripped. Moretti as a wingback. What was the situation when we were playing him as a wingback, though? Remember that, but that's wild, right? Like, we were just throwing people in places. I think we had an injury issue, if I'm not mistaken. Now, let's go back to the 3-5-2 standard formation, see if anybody wants to make any wild changes to it. I need Locatelli. There he is. So 3-5-2. So Kelly, Bremer. And okay, let's put technically I would want Cabal if I could. And then Gatti. I know not everyone likes Gatti. I do. I don't mind him at all. And then the right side. I think I might like Zagrova. Zagrova, if you want to go forward, and then you'd put like a Lulu, you can put Mario. That right side's busting my balls right now. Now, let's be crazy. Let's be crazy. Defensive 3-5-2 without the central striker. Wait for it. And then you do something like that. And this gives you a proper 3-man midfield. Now you're going to be light on midfielders because we got rid of a bunch and didn't buy any. Technically not. You have Moretti, Ajic, McKennie. You just don't have great backup to the positions. Wild take. The defense will be asymmetric like in Pirlo's days. That was actually Tudor's idea because he tried to run it like Hajduk splits. Yeah, he does. I mean, all modern coaches do that to varying degrees. Max does that. He transitions. But yeah. And that's where the conversation comes in right now, right? Like if you put Kalulu, he can drop back. That's what I was kind of showing before. Like he can drop back. You have a 4-man defense. Locatelli sitting deep. Tombi also joining. And then you have 5 on the attack and 5 defending. With a bit of the link up here, right? So there's still like a triangle in the midfield to link up. He can drop back, whatever. It could work. It could work. I don't think it's wild. KF coming in. How's it going, bud? This is why we're doing the lunchtime live, because we can get KF squad watching us. So yeah, the 3-5-2 defensive lineup this time. Okay, let's knock that one out of the park. Whispers of this next formation, the 4-3-2-1. So we're going to get into the 4 at the back. So is there any more 3 at the backs that you guys want to see? Let me know now. Otherwise, I'm going to rearrange this all for a 4 at the back formation. Got 2 assists that way. Man, the memory on that. 2 assists as wing back for Moretti. Crazy days. If Vlahovic goes to Inter, I might actually cry. Yeah, there's rumors about Inter looking at him. I don't know. I can't see that. João Mario. Yeah, I don't know about João Mario. I've kind of swapped him out. He hasn't proven himself to Tudor yet, so he's there. He's not written off. Okay. 4-3-2-1. Let's do it. So, Bremer, Gatti. Still going with Gatti over Kelly. I think. Is it this way? I might have them swapped out. Let me know if I have them swapped out. But Gatti, Bremer as the center backs. I think Gatti plays. At least in the 3 at the back, he plays on the right. I would play 3-4-1-2 with Yildiz and Cam. Yeah, so we're gonna have this 3-4-1-2, and I should write that in as well. 4-3-1-2. Missed writing that. That's she not working. Let's go. So 3-4-1-2. 3-4-1-2. Let's do that before we move on. 3-4-1-2. Okay. Quickly then. Kelly, Bremer, Gatti. Likely you 3 at the back, as is. Now we want the 4 across. So how are you saying here? Yildiz and Cam, Openda. Yeah, so we'll do that. Vlahovic, Openda. We're doing this one for you, Dal. Now we just need work on our midfield. So Locatelli, Thuram, and then poop out of here. And it's the same situation. This is similar. It's similar to what we've been doing. In a sense. It's just inverted. The trident's inverted to how we're currently playing. So our Cambiasso goes here. Of course, right wing back, still up for discussion. Is that how you do it, Dal? Yes, big gap in the middle of the park. Francisco is really central for some reason. Yeah, because he has to bulldog everything, run back, and try to link up at the midfield. We don't have ball playing midfielders. Huge issue. Okay, let's move on to this 4-man now. So, Bremer, Gatti. I mean, you can put Kelly, sure. But just for the sake of it, Cambiasso is clearly... Now, he's naturally a right-sided fullback. But he's kind of converted to the left. For a while now. Like, he's essentially a left. So who is the right back? And this is our issue now, is we don't really have a right. Cabal could technically. Now he's left adjusted as well, so that would probably push Cambiasso to the right if you were to exercise that option. Would you use Kelly? I mean, these are hard questions now, right? I know Dal would say put Moretti up there. That was in a wingback role, not as a fullback. But McKennie can do it. Do you want him as a starting fullback? No, Kelly. Just saying, you could. Now there's Ruhi. Now he's a natural left back, so that would maybe put Cambiasso. But do you want Ruhi being your starting fullback? Dal likes Weston out there. So you like what's your backup though? So you have Ruhi back up here. Possibly a Cabal. I mean, what do you want? Mario? Not say Sao? It's weird. This is why the 4 at the back gets weird, right? What is Cabal's positioning? Cabal, I'm gonna look him up. Sofa score. Does he play the fullback at all? Yeah, he is left adjusted. Thinking about transfer market on Cabal. Just make sure he is left adjusted. Yeah. Okay. So that is his natural position. He's just been playing the center back with the 3 in the back. So that actually works out. Yeah, Cambiasso is out for next game. This is general. This isn't specific for Inter. Okay, my opinion is depending on Cabal fitness. I would use Cabal left and Kalulu right because he can put it in difficulty Inter's old ass defense. Yeah, okay, again, this is just general, not necessarily for Inter, but Inter is our next game. So Cabal, yes, is technically a left back. He'll play that, depending on fitness. And then Cambiasso, that would be our best starting fullback pair. And then put McKennie and Ruhi as backups, which I still don't think is great. Kalulu? Where's my Kalulu? Yeah, Kalulu can do it as well. Like that? Because Ruhi, I don't trust Ruhi yet. And McKennie can play wherever the hell you tell him to. That would be the back. And then just for backups, we put in Lugani and Kelly. Not horrible for backup center backs. Okay, and then we're doing the 4-3-2-1. So 3-man midfield. You do that. Now this is making Kostic useless. Yeah, I guess you can put Kostic. Yeah, as a left-footed. You can do an inversion as a right back for Kostic. Options. Right? And this is why we're not really set up for a 4-man back line. Because we're really trying to massage this in. Now we have the midfield. Okay. Thuram, Locatelli. Let's put in our replacements. We have an Agic, a Moretti, and no deep lying midfielder replacement. Another issue, right? We're light in the midfield. 4-3, and now the 2. We get all our options again, right? You can put in bam, bam, bam. You have options to move around, as always, in the trident. And anytime we're working with this trident, we kind of just have these same names we can throw at it, right? It's light in substitutions for the midfield, and fullback options are questionable. I mean, Mario, where does Mario go? Somewhere. I don't really know where he goes in this one. Well, I'll take Locatelli as a center back in the heart. It's a little wild. I know there was calls about him doing that. I don't know. That still screws you. Now, where I think this might work out, we're going to the next one. Instead of the 4-3-2-1, we do the 4-2-3-1. Which the pivot, we know the pivot doesn't work the best, but let's rework this. 4-2 is going to be the Locatelli, Thuram, and the 3-1. So you're going to have something like this. Which is an interesting setup. It leaves gaps in the half space that are covered only by the midfields, essentially. And, your defense may be cutting in and covering off. It's not the greatest formation, but it is very attack-minded. But that 2-man pivot, we've proven we can't do the 2-man pivot effectively, which is another reason. I mean, again, hypotheticals, let me know if you like this. But realistically, I can't really see this happen. I don't think there's enough link up to these forwards. As good as this forward play can be, I think there's just too much gap to connect through the midfield in this situation. BJ is saying hello. What's going on, man? Yeah, that's why we started with the back 3, Camure. I mean, the whole point of this exercise is to explore all the possible formations, or at least in reality, the different formations that could be possibly played, and show the pros and cons of each, right? And this is why we're struggling in a 4-man lineup right now to kind of figure things out, because the team isn't really built for that. That's not to say it can't happen. I mean, this is why we're doing. People want to see the different formations. They love talking about this for whatever reason. So we're talking about it and we're working through it. And I personally don't like the 4-2-3-1 unless this was FIFA. If this was FIFA, this is perfectly fine. You don't need to link up through the midfield. You just need to boot it forward. Okay. Now this leads us into the 4-3-3. So there's your 4. Now there's 2 variations of the 4-3-3. I mean, this is pretty much the same thing. Ooh, that just stuttered. You're just now working with actual out-and-out wingers. So Conceição works really well here. I mean, Zagrova now works really well. Openda, maybe less well. He still works now. He's still a winger. He's still definitely playing the wing. Am I missing anybody? Milik obviously can go up there. Vlahovic can go up there. I'm missing a winger. After all this, how do we miss wingers? I mean, okay, let's do this. Zagrova. Yeah, that works. That works for now. All these can go up here, and Openda can kind of replace in there. Mario could technically replace in here as well. But who replaces on the left? However we do this, right? I mean, they can, but you're now kind of lacking. Well, here, you can put Openda, you can put David out here. You don't want Milik as your backup. I mean, you can do it, but you're starting to run thin on backup options in this situation. In this 4-3-3 attacking formation, which is my favorite. Like, this is my FIFA formation, the 4-3-3 attack. But again, we're just not really built for it. I mean, we have backups here at least. Moretti, Coop. You could throw Adric up here as well somewhere. But Kalulu, he can play a right back. He can play a right wing back. You want him as right wing? No, you can't use that. Cambiasso technically can play up on the wings. McKennie can. But they're not going to be your primary choices. And you're not going to want Cambiasso up in the wing playing a 4-man back line. Well, 4-3-3 still, even though this is my favorite formation, I can't see it being effective. Any of these formations could technically work, but I think they're going to be a one-off situation if they happen. Because the team just isn't built to have all that depth in these situations. Okay, quickly then to the 4-3-3 defensive. So obviously Locatelli will go in there. Let's clean this up. But Coop. And now we run to the problem where we don't have backup for Locatelli. And now at least, okay, David goes up here. You get rid of Milik. And Yildiz can go on the left wing. I would put Openda up here. Swap it around either way. So all you're doing is shifting the problem, not having the coverage in the deep line midfield now. Yeah, we're a couple pieces away from really locking this in. Maybe a right back and another deep lying midfielder or a creative midfielder of some sorts. Like if Dougie last year, I mean, we would have been okay. Think Cabal will be the surprise of the season in a good way. I hope so. Man, I hope he can come back. My puppies are upstairs losing their mind. Is Suter flexible with his tactics, or does he like to play only one way? Yes. And we'll see, because he's talked about different formations. Let's see if we get him. That's where we're going to go through. We're going to see if any of these are even possible. And yes, they are all possible, but we're seeing a lot of the limitations throughout. 4-2-2, the classic. 4-4-2. Sorry. I'm missing a couple players in a 4-2-2. Okay, so the 4-4-2. Let's see what we get here. We're going to have Locatelli, Thuram in that midfield. Now you can put in guys like a Mario and a Zagrova and then your 2, like a Vlahovic and a Yildiz. With, of course, having a backup there, having a backup there. He can play there on the left side. McKennie could definitely go up there on either side. Kostic can. Then backups in the midfield, yeah, Moretti and Coop. This actually works. This gives you proper coverage. Not the greatest fucking formation in the world. It's old school. But it requires speed on the flanks, and I think that's exactly what you have in this situation. And I would not mind trying this out. I think you could. Once Cabell's healthy, at least. And this is the kicker for the 4 at the back, but I think you can pull off a 4-4-2. What do you guys think? It's doable, at least. So if we're looking for sustainability in formations that isn't a 4-2-3-1, sorry, we play a 4-2. I got this all messed up in my head. All these formations, all these numbers. My lord. 4-2-3-1. Rui at left back. Yeah, I know. It's not ideal. That's why we're talking about this. Man, I'll get my numbers straightened up here in a second. We're gonna go full circle and start back with our starting lineup just to appease everyone that came in a bit later. So 4-4-2 works. I'm gonna go crazy for this last one. The last one I have on my list. Throw out any other formations you might want to try out. Trying to keep this one to an hour, so we're at 47 minutes. We're getting there. Don't want to spend all day talking about hypothetical stuff, but have a bit of fun with it, right? So the 4-2-2-2. I'm just gonna get into the starters. So 4. Locatelli. Where's my Thuram? 4-2. Now these are guys who are kind of playing deep, so maybe even a Koopmeiners. Koopmeiners in this situation. Then out wide, I think you put a Conceição as a Grova. Again, you can put an Openda. 4-2-2. And then Vlahovic Yildiz up top. It's similar to a 4-4-2, really. It's just now you're really working with that pivot. It's just it's slightly more on the attack side. Leaving that gap, that midfield link up that we so desperately need that we're working with anyways in our current situation. But the 4-2-2-2 does work. BJ, you shut your mouth about this 2-7-2. I know you're just joking, of course. 2-7-2. Nice one. Love it. Yeah, no. We're not doing no 2-7-2 verticals over here. That's absurd. And we all know it. And it lasted 6 months. I've already forgotten. I've moved on. Don't care anymore. So, yeah, I'll go mod. The best thing about FC26 coming out is that my Juve career save won't have Mata. And I don't have to look at his face anymore, even virtually. Moving on. Okay, so I think we've gone through every single hypothetical. So we're going to reset this. Actually, I think if I just go... Yeah. Just have to click that and reset it. Perfect. And let's throw everyone else in for good measure. Milik, obviously, up here. Ruhi, I do not know where he plays. Where he would play. He's a floater. He could play as a wingback on either side. I don't know. And then Adjic, he's either going to have to be more defensive and come into this midfield, or try to find space on the wide options here. dealing with Openda, Yildiz, Conceição, and Zagrova. I don't know how much space he's going to find up there. He's going to have to come back to the midfield. I am pretty sure. Rui plays on the bench. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to find space for him, right? Because I did have a comment last week. It's like, Ruhi's a left back. I'm like, cool. But right now, Rui isn't going to play unless he adapts. We don't play with left back. So I had him over here as a right wing back, right? And this is why we have to remember to be flexible. Like, it's Rui. Now, Cambiasso is technically a right back playing left wing back, so why can't Rui, as a left back, play right wing back, right? Where are you going to put him? You have to. The world isn't perfect, and you have to make a jump. Match prediction for Juve Inter. I haven't even thought about that yet, man. It's too far away. This isn't the match prediction with KF. I don't know. I'm just not going to tell you yet because I just don't know. I haven't even thought about it. This is my mind. It's this and then the FIFA, the FC26 rankings that I got to get through. Then I'll think about it. And this fence for the center back. He made the FOP mob list anyways. I know there's a few youngsters. All right. I don't know if you heard that, but dog's having a hard time back there. I mean, this is it. Questions with Ajic and Rui, sure. But the reason currently why this 3-4-2-1 is likely the best situation for us is we have coverage everywhere. It works for us. Anyways, I mean, that's what I got. I know there's for sure going to be comments and flying in afterwards. People love this stuff. If you do like this stuff, let us know. It was fun. It was a good, 52 minutes, almost an hour. The problem being, like, we almost have to do these dedicated shows. This is why I want to make this one a dedicated show, because whenever we open up the tactical board on one of our lives, or even on one of our pre-records, it goes down a freaking rabbit hole. And it's just me here today. Imagine if Dash and Dave were here. Would be here for hours, right? That's the situation whenever you're doing a tactical board. It is so hypothetical, and we're just trying to get into the mind of Tudor and what we might actually see in the season going forward. So is this 3-4-2-1 the most likely situation? 3-2. Oh my god, I'm still messing it up. Oh my god. Anyways, there's too much. This is what I have to stop. There are so many numbers, information's running in my head. I can't do 3-4, 4-3. It's all one big massive. This is our lineup, guys. You don't see depth, BJ. There's a coverage. There's one coverage at every position. 3-4-2-1. 3-4-2-1. Say that in my head. I'm getting it. Yeah, look, everything has at least two players. At the very least. Now, it's not the greatest. Because, I mean, McKennie hasn't played, and we have Kalulu out here, and Cabal's injured, so you technically don't have coverage to the left and right center backs. Granted. Moretti, also injured. No coverage. Right? So as you get injuries, I mean, Milik, get rid of them. As you get these injuries, you kind of lose options. So realistically, this is what our lineup is. Like with injuries, and McKennie, just who knows what he's going to do. We have a 25-man roster. We have to hope to hell that Juve don't get injured. Because we're going to definitely be screwed. A 25-man roster is fine when all you care about is the league and maybe, those couple matches at the core. But the Champions League is going to be a struggle with the overall lack of depth. But when I see depth, I'm saying this one provides the most amount of depth with the players that we have. As opposed to, I mean, other than maybe the 4-4-2 and the 4-2-2-2. That one seemed pretty sound. But when you're talking about even the 5-3-2, the 4-3-3, yeah, it's just not working out quite as well. All right, guys. I mean, that's it. If you're coming in late, please like, subscribe, and get into the description for all the socials. That's the Discord, the Instagram, the X, the link to the Spotify. It's all down there. We're gonna do. So German Dave wants to do this one: Spain versus Turkey. Watch along. So that's happening on Sunday. So if you're interested in that, we're going to see Yildiz and Guler. I think are going to be fun younger prospect. They're not even prospects anymore, but you know what I'm saying. A couple young Turks there to watch against one of the better Spanish teams, anyways. So that's 2:30, I think, Sunday. And then yeah, my next video I'm going to try to do. I'm getting busy again. I was off this week, but I'm back at it for another month. You may not see too much of me, but stay tuned. I'm going to do the FC 26 Juve ratings as well. All right, guys. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for joining. I get to see my beautiful face large now. Get rid of the tactical board. And one last look before I go away once more. All right, guys. Once again, like, subscribe. Thanks for joining me on this one. It was fun. Catch you on the next one. And have a great Friday afternoon.